Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and I'm here with a little bit of a make really today. Now, a few weeks ago I mailed out a Happy Mail to someone in the States, and whenever I do a Happy Mail or a swap or anything, I usually like to include a card with a thank you on it or something like that, and I do buy my cards, I make my cards. Now, there is no way I am a card maker. However, I sort of make toppers to stick onto cards, but I use the same toppers for journal cards, fronts of journals, pockets, tags. It's the same process. I'm going to drop in a photograph now, if I can get the technology to accept it, of the card I sent out. So let's have a look at the card. So, as you can see, that's what I would basically have done. I would have got, well, not would have done, it's what I do. I buy packs of card blanks, I make myself a topper, I stick it on, I write a message inside, and that's my handmade thank you that I send out with all my swaps and all my Happy Mails, whatever. And lots of people loved it and commented on it on Facebook and said it was lovely. And I think, you know what, let's just share with you how to do these. I think I've done these before in the previous video, and I know they're not a new thing. In fact, I think maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I may even have seen Creative Cove on YouTube doing the same or very similar thing as well. So they're not a new thing. So what I do is I make bases. Now remember those glue pages I'm always using and folding in half and folding lengthwise out and putting it into a basket? This is where they go to. So it can be any sort of pages. If I'm planning to do this, I will use older book pages. If I'm not planning to do this, I will use newer book pages that haven't got any character, purely because the older ones have got character and I like to incorporate in that pieces. So usually when I'm gluing, I just, you can see this has been used as a glue page, but it's not all fully glued all the way around. Open up again. As you can see, it's not stuck down all the way around. Come on, good grief. There you go. So first thing I do is I actually get my glue stick and I will just go around the edges and make sure that it is all nicely glued down, purely because it just makes life a lot easier. Now, if you're someone who sews, and sometimes I do sew these, you can, after you've made them, the bases, you can run a sewing machine around them just to secure them all in place. So that is how I get to this, which is a fully dried piece. It's fully glued together. I just take a ruler. You can use a tear ruler. I'm just using a metal edge ruler. Let's just leave the number on, I'll outnumber it. And I literally just tear all of the edges. Now, I do keep an eye open for any words that may be an insult or unacceptable words on the book pages. I think it's just always worth taking a bit of a look just to make sure, because you may be making something beautiful and then someone receives it and it ends up being tarnished by some wording you didn't see in there. Okay, also this piece here and this piece here I'm going to keep because I use them for stamping words and numbers on. That's just the way it is. Right, this one that I've just glued, I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. I do apologise for the sunshine casting a shadow on my work surface. I have to film this morning, whereas I normally film in the afternoons. The sun is coming and going, so I'm hoping to goodness it doesn't get too distracting and ruins my video, which I don't want it to. So let's just pick this up. There you go. So as you can see, I've got a selection. I've got rectangles, a few smaller ones where maybe I took a whole book page and tore it in half. These are the ones I fold lengthwise, so maybe that would become a belly band. These could become toppers on tags. And again, that's the one I've just torn, I believe. So first things first, I'm not going to ink the edges because I sometimes wait to do that till just I put it onto something. I just have my pieces here. So we've got those. Next thing I do, let's put the ruler out of the way, is I pull out my drawers of scraps. My plains and my textured or coloured ones. And that's in the wrong one for a start, and so is that one. So this is my starting point. Now, I don't have a method, a recipe, anything. I literally go by instinct with this. If I have anything I do first, normally if it's something that's, where are they? Something with text, probably the first thing I'll do is put something plain on it just to be in the background. Because if I put text on top of text, what's the point of text on top of text? Okay, so I'm just going to be dipping into these. Let's see if I can make some space for myself. I've got a glue book here and I'm literally going to lay these out and go from there. So I might keep them in relatively the right orientation as far as the wording goes. If I put them like that, can you see them? So this is going to be a bit of a mass make, but not necessarily so. Actually, if I've got one going vertical, let's have one going horizontal and then one vertical, right. So, but this is how I work, and you've seen me do this before. Let's make that one vertical as well. I tend to always like to mass make stuff, so I find very much production line working for me works, because I'm never really going to make one, I'll make several. Now I know these are probably slightly off screen, so let's play with these a bit. I'm just trying to make it better for viewing. Okay, glue book. I'm using a glue stick. This is a brand I use for no other reason than I just use this brand. So let's start pulling in some pieces, shall we? So I don't mind if the edges are torn or the edges are straight, and I'm not going to be doing the edges of them with ink unless I actually feel it would benefit them. So let's stick that on there. It's pretty much the same process as if you were making clusters, to be honest, guys. Let's actually use the back of this one. I don't know where on this page I've got glue now. So it's fun. I enjoy doing this. I find them very useful. It's a very quick way if I'm trying to make a journal or ephemera and I've gone, ooh, have I got anything? That simple piece like that, that's gorgeous. I can't remember where all of these pieces have come from because obviously they're scraps. I don't know where the heck I got half the scraps from. So, but I'm just gluing stuff down. I'm literally just pulling stuff out of the box here. Oh, don't. That was what I was hoping not to do. Turn that upside down and see if I can get it on the other side. So I do tend to go through a lot of glue pages. So when I'm going through a lot of glue pages, this is a really nice way to use them up. Now I'd like them to all be straight, but I can absolutely guarantee the way I'm working at the moment, because I can't look down on my stuff, because obviously the iPad is in the way. Some of these may be a little bit crooked, but I'm not overly worried about that. Right, I think I'll put something long on there. So yes, any of you who've been asking about my wrist is back to normal, I believe. The ribs, maybe not so much, but again, it's just my cracked ribs are literally, ribs take time to heal, and I'm not in that much pain, although they do catch me occasionally when I'm not thinking and I bend down for something or I lift something too heavy. So they're a constant reminder to me, but that's okay. It's far worse things in the world are happening, so I'm okay. I was very lucky to have got away with a couple of cracked ribs and an injured wrist from the fall I took. That feels a bit big on there. Let's put it on there. Now, do I always start in the top left-hand corner? Not consciously. I just do. There's a bit of wallpaper here. That might be nice on there. It's got a little tear in it. That's just adding character in my mind. So we've got some lovely weather here in Wales. It's just, spring has definitely sprung. I would be surprised now if we have any more snow. I mean, let's see, what is it? It's, oh God, I can't remember the name, the date. I'd say it's probably about the 19th of May. So I would say we're probably easing away from the chance of getting bad weather. Right, there's some interesting pieces on here. So now I do get asked very often, could I do a video teaching you how to collage? No, I can't. I'm not sure that I believe collage is something you can be taught. You can be taught technical things, as in why something should be where something is. You can be taught balance. You can be taught a lot of those things. But as far as can I teach you to collage, I don't think I can. I always try to explain in my videos why I do what I do. And I'm not an art teacher. I was never taught how to do this. It is purely instinctual for me. I'm a very great believer in the more you do something, the more you'll be able to do something. Oh, look, I think that's a bit of Gale's. Gale Augustinelli. I'm absolutely certain that's a bit of Gale's, actually. Let's put a piece of that down, because I quite like this one. It's one of her digitals. Actually, that's quite nice there. So, yes, I apologise. I don't know that I can teach someone to do something that, to me, is purely instinct. And I do a lot of the time. I literally put stuff down. And over the years of doing arts and crafts, I've developed an eye that sees things in balance. So not that that's hugely helpful to a lot of people, I'm sure. But I think we need a bit of music page on somewhere. But just know that I can't do it. I can't teach you it. Although I have come up with a little bit of a plan, and I'm hoping to launch it at the end of July, at the end of June, beginning of July. I've come up with, I don't want to say it's a challenge, because it's not a challenge. I've come up with a set of collage prompts and some guidelines that are actually going to be a perpetual thing, in that you don't have to do it weekly, you don't have to do it monthly. It's just whenever you fancy doing a bit of a collage and you don't know where to start, then maybe these prompts will help you. So what I've done is I've created 100 prompts, and I've created them in such a way that they can be taken in many different ways. It'll all make sense when I actually launch the thing. I'll explain it fully then. And I know there are a lot of monthly, a lot of weekly challenges out there for collage. I know Marguerite Miller. I mean, I've spoken to Marguerite about this. I loved doing her challenge. However, for me, doing the weekly challenge, absolutely loved it. Yes, I did achieve it. And if you look in my playlist, you will see the challenge as I completed it. I loved the end result. I just wish I had the time to do it more often. And I thought, right, let's come up with something that's maybe a weekly challenge, a monthly challenge. And then I thought, to be honest with you, I don't even want to do a monthly challenge. I just want, on those days that maybe I'm going, I don't really know what I want to do. And you're bound to have them. I have them. I come into the craft cave here and look around and I go, what should we do today? I need a new glue stick. I think this one's on its tail end. I'll fight with that later. So yes, so watch out for that. And I'm going to keep it really simple and open. It's not something you have to share with anyone. You don't have to share it on the internet. You don't have to do anything whatsoever with it. It is purely there as a tool for yourself to go, you know, I just want to do some collage today. And as I said, I think the more that you do something, the better you'll get at it. Okay, all the decks are cleared, so I'm just going to pull these to one side, and then we'll work on these one at a time. So let's start with this one. Okay, now if I do have anything I kind of do, I tend to work from larger pieces to smaller pieces, and then of course the top elements are the smallest pieces of all. One thing I do like to use is washi tape, so I think this could do with some washi tape. So I keep my washi tape on these washi tape hoops. I will try and remember to put the link to the video where I not reviewed these but discussed these and shared them. I'll put it in the description box below if I can remember to get that done. Now I'm literally just pulling out pieces of washi that catch my attention and sticking them down. Now please don't ask me where I got my washi from. I've been collecting washi for many years, and I don't actually know where half of it comes from, so I can't answer questions on washi. Just know that they either come as parts of kits, or I do eBay searches and auctions, or I do Etsy searches for things like that. So I'm going to put a bit of washi on each one of these. Again, a bit of a systematic way of doing things, I know, but it just works for me. It's the way my mind is wired. So I'm just tearing off bits of washi, trying to stay kind of, I wouldn't say neutral, but neutral enough that they're not going to dominate what I'm creating. Turn it this way up. But everything is about visual interest as far as I'm concerned. Right, this one needs quite a long piece, and I think I can probably afford to do something slightly wider on this one. Strip of tickets. It would be a strip of tickets if I can get strip of tickets off. Let's take that little bit off there. Stick that to the bookcase. I've got this bookcase over to this one side. And if I've ever got bits of washi that are, you know, where you've torn off the end or it's been just a bit too long and you've snipped it, I always just stick them to my bookcase, because there's always times when I just need a little bit of washi to hold something down. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to pop that down there, just add a little bit of something to that one. Right, this is quite dark. And I don't mind the darkness on this one, actually. I've got this washi tape. I wish I knew where I got this washi tape from, to be honest, because I really like this washi tape. And I quite happily buy more when this runs out. Right, I think I'll just try and tear that down there a little bit. And this washi tape's really sticky, which is another thing I like, because I don't really trust washi tape. Over to here, by the way, I've just got my glue stick and my glue book out. I'm just gluing my washi, because I don't trust washi. It has come undone in the past. It has let me down. I thought I had another little one in here somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'll use it on this one. Just use up this scrap here. So yeah, so what's happening in my world as far as exciting things go? I am part of a swap and make thing that's happening in June. I think it'll come out at the end of June, which will be a video where what's happened is I've been in a pool of people, artists, crafters, creative people, and we've been paired up. And what's happened with the pairing is you have to then mail each other 3 items. And out of those 3 items, you have to make something, which you get to keep, which is nice for once instead of mailing back again. And those 3 items, you can add anything to them. So I'm looking forward to it. I've already got my swap partner. And I've already sent her stuff to her, and she sent her stuff to me. I'm happy with what I've got. I've got an idea of what I want to do, which is good, because half the time I spend so much time deliberating what I'm actually going to make that I end up not making anything in time, or I'm up against the deadline. So excited about that. I'm like, yay, I know exactly. When I saw what was in the package, I was way excited. I'm like, okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Or exactly what I wanted at the time that it arrived, which will all make sense when you see the video. So that's happening. Right, this could do with a bigger piece as well of washi, but where do I want that bigger piece of washi? Maybe a piece of this. I quite like. I'm not a lover of the colour pink. Love the music, not keen on the colour. I think a piece of that will do. So yes, so I'm excited to get that done. The video, however, is going to be longer than my normal videos. There's no way I can get an entire project done in an hour with an introduction plus. So and everyone always says, Ceri, don't worry about the length of your videos. We love them anyway. Thank you very much. That's so nice to hear, and I'm going to take you at your word. So I've got a feeling the video is probably going to be at least an hour and a half long, which is possibly going to cause me a few upload issues. But we'll work it out, people. We will work it out. I'm also doing another collab in June as well. And it's with a friend of mine, Tracy Fox. It's a project she's got coming up, and I'm like, ooh, I really like the idea of that. And I was lucky enough to be invited by Tracy to be part of it. And I went, yes, of course I'll do that. So let's just hope I can get a grip on my time management, because it's going to be a busy month in June. Right, I think this just needs a little something again from this wider bit. Oh, okay, well, I'll take that bit that just ripped off then. Just add that down. And we're not far off doing the pretty stuff then, which is just decorating them up. So I don't mind that. Right. So as you can see, I haven't really thought about things, guys. Right, washi can go to one side. May pull it out later, not sure. So all I've done is I've just created backgrounds, and they're just folded book pages. Okay, now comes the magic. Now we need to start playing around with it. Start with the blue one. Don't know why. I like the colour blue, so that's probably a good pull. So I'm just going to pull in little bits and pieces of things that I've got as far as ephemera, toppers, things like that, words, just stuff like that. I mean, even these like postage stamps. Here you go, let's see. Have I got a postage stamp that's got some blue on it that I like? Not that one. But the complement to blue is yellow. Actually, I quite like the idea of that pink one. Okay, that might go on. Actually, at this point, I'm going to start using Distress Ink Vintage Photo just to catch the edges of some of these, because now these pieces are almost featured. They're adding little bits of character, and I think that just putting a little bit of Vintage Photo around them will just frame them out. Right, is that straight-ish? That's straight-ish. Smooth down. I think it needs a little something there. Right, so I've got words all over the place, so let's find something that specimen, that's not what I'm looking for. Hope, let's put hope there. I don't need to Distress Ink this. It's got a really nice dark border, not worried about this. Is that straight? As can be. Okay, I'm thinking that needs a little something in that corner. Just a little something. Let's put the lid back on the ink so it doesn't dry out. Thinking maybe a number. Right, I've got these two boxes of things. This has got little numbers in it. And so, oh, actually, that's a little bit too big. I was thinking more vertical, to be honest. Again, don't know where these come from, guys. So that might not, oh, actually that, I think I like an oval. Let's put an oval. I'm not hugely sure where all these come from. Sometimes people send me Happy Mail, and so when I receive the Happy Mail, it's got stuff in it that is maybe from a kit they've used and they've not used up those pieces. So I'm not 100% certain where the things come from in the first place. Right, I'm going to put this one side. We will look at them all afterwards. Right, bit of a tall drink of water here. Right, so I'm thinking this is potentially more belly band. I quite like the height of this. I'm wondering, right, these are out of like a flower catalogue or a flower book or something. Not sure that all that. I think that's from Rachel Bella Crafts as well. Also these, all I've done is I've stuck them onto a bit of coffee dyed paper, cut around with the pinking shears or serrated. Actually, that's not bad there. Right, we're going to leave that there. And then I've just done a little bit of extra stamping on the top. I've got some handmade labels here. Thinking I want something. Don't be afraid of putting lots of stuff onto stuff like this. I really like stuff with loads and loads of layers on it. It's the style I go for. It doesn't mean it's the style for everyone. It's just the style I go for. I find that I really enjoy looking at things that you have to really look into. Like if you look at a piece of art or something that's created for a journal, I don't want to just glance at it and go, oh, that's pretty. I want to really look at it and go, wow, look, they've done that and they've done that. And I enjoy that part of the process. So, and I think that's where the style I do has come from. It means that everything I do is of similar ilk. Right, just smooth that down. Right, I think that needs a label. And I think it needs a Tracy Fox label. Right, Tracy Fox is the owner of Love Junk Journals on Etsy. Tracy is the person I'm going to be doing the collaboration with in June. I love her digital. She has a huge amount of digitals. I mainly go for the labels that she creates, and she does have some wonderful labels. These I think are called field notes. It's just finding the right one. That's the trouble with having so many beautiful ones. It's a bit of a struggle sometimes to find one that really works. Oops, what's that one? Well, that one wanted to come out, so let's put that one on there. We'll let fate design that one. Let's pop this one down. Now, I'm just using, as I said, a glue stick. If you've got these pieces are shiny in any way, which these are not, I would recommend using art glitter glue for that, or something that's more of a heavyweight cardboard sort of scenario. I would probably use something a little more like art glitter glue. Right, I'm feeling I want to put a butterfly on this one, and then this one's probably finished. Right, welcome, oh, dragonfly. Welcome to the land of my butterfly box. This is where all the big butterflies go. There is a box of really small butterflies as well. So, and there's a box of butterflies like this, which, oh, actually I wonder whether that would work. No, that's too samey. Although I will use these in a moment. I'll explain about them when we get to them. So I'm just looking for a butterfly. I'm not really a gold shiny person, but that kind of worked for me for a second. These are fussy cuts. Some are store-bought, some are not store-bought. Some are from books, some are from digitals, some are from washi tape. It's just finding the right one, isn't it? Right, that's going to be too big, isn't it? Mind you, I don't mind an oversized butterfly if I trim it down, like take the ends of the wings off, but I'm not about to do that today. I've even got... Right, it has to be in this pile, doesn't it? Actually, that's okay. Let's put him on there. Now, I'm notoriously bad at stickers, getting the back off, and you've kindly over the years suggested so many different ways, and oh, good grief. Okay, I needn't have apologised. That one came straight off. I do put a little glue on the back of even clear stickers because again I just don't trust the suckers. Right, we'll revisit all of these when I'm done, and then I'll make a decision, do they need something else, because I've got a feeling that's enough, but it may actually need a number. Right, this one just needs one simple thing, I think. It just needs something. Let me have a little look around. Right, these are rice paper stickers, And all I've done, well, I say stickers, they're labels, rice paper labels. And all I've done is I've got a stamp set for making the outlines of stamps, and I've stamped on the top of rice paper. Well, that would have been an entire on its own, wouldn't it? I just enjoy doing that. It's a great way of using up scraps, and it gives you really interesting pieces. Not sure about that one. Right, just continuing to hunt through. I'm wondering whether that's kind of okay. Let's leave that one in the thinking area. That's too big. I've been using these a lot lately, so I'm sort of running low on them. Possibly need to make more. Not feeling that. I'm literally just waiting till I see the one that I want. It sounds like a John Travolta song, isn't it? You're the one that I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yep, not going to burst into song, so let's leave that thought file behind. Okay, I don't mind that. The leaves replicate the leaves. It's going to need a word or a label on it as well. It might need just a tweak of a something. So let's get a little bit of glue on this. I put the glue book out of sight, guys, because you don't need to see me gluing. It's just, seriously, it's a very uninteresting process as far as I'm concerning the glue book thing. Not the glue book, the gluing of stuff on a book. Glue books, however, I love. I've got a few on the go at the moment. That's another thing too. I keep being asked to show you my glue books. I don't know how I feel about that. For no other reason than they're not finished, but then part of me knows that it's going to be a very long time before they're finished, because glue books are not a project that you sit down and do. There's something you do when you're in the mood to do. I'm liking that. Need a little something there. Just a little something there. Let's pull in these again. I keep being drawn to this. And I think if I put a bit of brown around the edge, I might like that even more. Let's stick this one down, see how it goes. So yes, I don't know whether I keep being asked to do flip throughs of my glue books, as I said, so I'm unsure. You might see a flip through of a glue book. Let's deal with that one later. Let's deal with this one. Right, what have I got that's tall and narrow? I don't like the way that wrapped around there for a start, so let's just tear that off a bit. There you go. That makes me feel happier. Right, what have I got is tall and thin. Now, of course, it doesn't have to stay tall and thin. I could tear this across the middle and it's two smaller ones, so I don't need to be married to that thought. Have I got any other stamps that have got flowers or something on them? Quick. Oh, actually, there's a thought. A ticket. What about a ticket? Oh, it's a ticket with mushroom on it. Okay, I've forgotten all about these. I've got a video where I show how to make these. I wonder whether one of those would be okay on there, actually. It covers up all of that, but I don't mind because I like this better. I will try and link the video where I made those tickets as well. There's going to be quite a few links on this, isn't there? Right, this is a bit heavier cardstock, so this is the instant that I would actually use art glitter glue for. Pretty central, I feel. I think I need something by there, or do I need something at the top? Put the pin in the glue, Griffiths. Right, let's have a little look. Where if I put the lid to this? Let's put this one side. Right, I pulled these out earlier on, and I thought I saw something that was quite... Another one of those. That will do. Not sure what it's from or what it's for, but it's going on there now. And I do think I want a little something down there. Now I am very tempted to find a number or... Actually, if I cut this piece off, I'm not averse to hacking things to pieces. Right, and if I take a bit of vintage photo just to blend out the white edges, let's just grab Art Glittered Lewis faster for me. Actually, I want it in there. I'm not sure that was the right decision. You know, this piece here is coming off because I now like that. Looking at that there, wondering whether I need a word. It's very, very heavy for words, isn't it? Let's just leave it, because you never know. I may think of something in a minute. Right. Lid back on that one. Push those to one side. Lid on the glue. There you go, that's better. Right, so actually let's not do that one next, because I've done a lot of those. Right. So I've got this piece here, so I'm just going to use that as a feature piece on this one. I'm going to come in, put a little bit of glue on the back of this and stick it down in the bottom corner. I'm certainly not going to waste that. That works fine for me. Right, now where are those butterflies I pulled in? Okay, these are washi butterflies, and they came on these rolls of washi stickers, and these stickers have backing on them. I'm sure I got these on Etsy. And I'm sure if I was on Etsy, I would have looked for butterfly washi labels or stickers, and that's one that would have come up. So, right, so I've got these, and I've just stuck them on some book page, or I've stuck them on coffee dye paper, whichever I feel. Oh, funny, I picked the same one twice. It's an omen, guys. I like that colour better. I like that colour even better. Right, I think that's going to go on there. So he's already inked up, so no need to worry about that. Let's get the butterfly down. And I know I'm going to need something over here, whether it's a label, a sticker, a word, or a something. I've covered that bit of brown up, and I quite like that bit of brown, but sometimes it's just not their time to sing, is it? Right, so I need something here. And I'm thinking floral, but not in-your-face floral. Right, I've got these, which are washi stickers, but they're like postage stamp stickers, which when I ordered them, I expected them to be not as transparent. I really like that. I'm going to put that to one side because I like that one a lot. I'm looking for something that's a little... I think that will work. That's a little moodier. Right, this could be a challenge. It's yet another sticker, and it's a washi sticker. Wow, the sticker gods are looking after me today. So let's put a little bit of glue stick on the back of this. Turn this to one side so I can line it up with this edge. Right, now this does need something here, and I don't like the way that number's being cut off, and I know it's part of the design, but it needs something now. And whether it's a label, whether it's whatever it is, it needs a something. I think the word specimen or something along those lines would work there. So pulling back in Tracy Fox's labels. Just find one that's got, if not the word specimen, that nice. Oh, that's quite nice. That one will do. Now, I'm one of those people that if I'm going to make things like this or do fussy cutting, I like to do a big batch of them so that when I come to create things, I can do exactly what I'm doing here. I can just pull out a box of something or other and just work with it. I don't have to go think, oh, I need to fussy cut this, and I like to have the pieces done so I can just get on with it as I'm as the muse has taken me, should we say. Right, is that done? I feel this needs something here. I'm thinking maybe a number. Right, I've got some little harvested numbers here. That's not it. Is that the one I just pulled out? Not feeling those. Let's go back to this box. How long is this video so far? Okay. I'm trying to keep track of the video so we're not a million miles of a video. That's 2 repetitions of that. Oh, I've hit the stumped moment. No, I've got my mind set on a number. This one had numbers in it, didn't it? Or it had things that look like numbers. Okay, I could understand that if I want that. Blue is the wrong colour. Don't know what 1,000 would mean to anyone. Price isn't right. Oh, now there's a number. I'd like it to have been a bit longer. Are we calling me picky? We are calling me picky. But actually don't mind that. Let's put that on there. Yeah, I've just seen something else. May 12th. Oh, I think it is probably May 12th. Let's put that on there. I'm trying to work out what the date is. Actually, I think it's May 15th today. Off the top of my head, because I had a dental appointment this morning. Just a checkup, no issues. I think it's just a case of the dentists want you to have a checkup purely so they can charge you for it. Lucky enough, I've now reached the age of 60. Well, 63 now, but at the age of 60, you no longer have to pay for dental checkups. Procedures, yes. Checkups, no. So, luckily enough, I've fallen into that category at last for getting something for free. I want something there. Coming back to this little box one more time. I thought I saw something that was... What's that? No, maybe I'm just trying too hard because that feels like it needs something there. But I think I'd... Oh, wait a minute, what's this? I can't pick it up. I don't mind that. So as you can see, I really do use a lot of things in my toppers. I tend to layer heavily. Right, that's gone to one side. That glitter glue is going to dry out unless I put a top on it. Not sure whether we're going to do all of these guys. I really liked this mushroom, didn't I? That feels nicer on there, actually. straightish. This needs a little bit of a label down there or a something. There's that. I had that from before. Let's put that on there. Now, obviously, not really sure there'd be butterflies around this sort of scene, so we won't reach for a butterfly. But I do think it needs something there. I don't really have many things that are up and down. Again, I keep coming back to the Tracy Fox labels, and I think that's because I absolutely love them. They work for almost everything I do. I think once that's inked around, that will be fine. Right, how am I doing for time? I think I'm going to leave this one. I think I'd quite like to do this one. Let's just have a little think and see what we've got we can do quite quickly. Let's pull the butterflies back in. I quite like this butterfly's calling to me. I quite like, actually let's just do it. If I get this one quickly, maybe we can do one more. These are addictive. I shall let you know they're addictive. It's a great way to use up book pages. I mean, as far as my glue pages, I use these a lot. So I think I want a label there, which is going to have to be a Tracy Fox label because it just looks like it needs to be. Is that too big, do you think? Like something a bit rectangular. It's not the right colour blue, but oh wait, I think I've seen something. Is that the right colour blue? No. Is there anything green in here I would go for? So I'm not even sure whether I'm in shot. Am I in shot? I'm so not in shot. I apologise. Insects. This is an insect, but it's the wrong one. That will do nicely, thank you very much. It's very white though. And that will do. Right, let's do one more. Let's do this one. Right, I'm going to straight away put a label on the bottom because I know I'm going to want one down there. And then what I'll do is I'll show you some of the examples of things I could use these upon, just so you've got some idea for inspiration as to how I would use them. Right, we've got enough of those labels on there. I think I might want to put let's pull these back in because these are quite a quick thing to do. Oh, that's lovely. Actually that one, because it pulls in the pink from up there. So I'm hoping this is giving you some sort of inspiration or some sort of thoughts as to, you know, I can do that. I can just stick things down. You can stick things down, guys. Absolutely just stick things down. That's all I'm doing. Right, let's pull in the butterflies because I think I can use a slightly bigger butterfly here. Maybe not that big though. Let's pull these out and you can have a look. Oh, look, there's a pink one. Let's do that one. And it shows me a really good example, by the way. These are store-bought butterflies. I know I bought these in a shop called The Works here in the UK. They came out, I think they were seasonal. I did ask them whether we were getting them back in, and the answer I got was, I don't know, the stock just arrives. We just don't know what's due to come in, what isn't. And I think a lot of that comes from some of these inexpensive stores just buy batches in bulk of things. They sell them off, and then they go on and find another batch of things to use. So just know that I can't always guarantee that they're going to have stuff that I've seen them have before. A little bit there, unfortunately. Cover your eyes if you're squeamish. Right, let's cut that off. Right. Anyway, what I was going to say is these don't have antennae on them. So when they don't have an antennae on them, I will very often get a pen or a marker or a permanent marker. So I reach one right here. Like something like this, like I've got a Sharpie here. And then I'll come in and I usually, did I knock you? I didn't knock you. I just come in and I draw this a bit like I would draw an earbud or a cotton wool bud. A little line with a knob on the end. And as you can see, it just puts the antenna back in far easier than I could ever have fussy cut anything. And as I said, as these were store-bought, I never had that option anyway, because there were no fussy cut, there were no things there. Right, this does need a word. Oh, I've got a specimen already. I thought I had another specimen. Notes. Let's just put notes up there. Where did I get these labels from? Can't remember these ones. I think these were a fussy cut, like they already came fussy cut. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure it would have been Etsy. I spend a lot of my time on Etsy when I'm looking for products. So, right, let's put the glue stuff out the way, because that's no longer needed. Oh, sticking to absolutely everything. Lids on glues, so there's no problems. Right, I'm just going to quickly whip around the edges of these. I would normally wait until I discovered what I was putting them on, but I think the finished effect for you will be far more if I've already done around the edges. Now, as I'm doing these, you could back them purely with a bit of craft card and call them a journal card. You could back them, put a notch in the top and attach them as a pocket, or you could do them as a tuck spot. Because they are a couple of layers of paper and there's glue between those layers of paper as well, it does mean that they're a little more robust than just a regular book page, which I have no problem with that, because sometimes if I'm using old book pages for pockets or tuck spots, sometimes the paper's just not resistant enough. Resilient enough is what I should be saying, not resistant enough. This is a belly band. Now there's 2 layers of paper glued together plus all of this on top. This is going to be quite robust in a journal. I wouldn't worry about something like this getting damaged. And something like this could just be a little tiny tuck spot for something as well. So know that you can use them for that. I use them on tags and journals and things like that. Oh, I forgot about these. Oh, one second, I might want to use one of these. Okay, these are some flowers from, I think it's called Shah's Crafty Shop on Etsy. These are all I've got left, and she doesn't actually send them anymore to internationally. That's one of the downsides of having postal issues, isn't it? I quite liked the idea of one of these, and I think that's just where that's going to go. Just, oh, that's it down there. Actually down there. Oh, don't know that you saw that. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, my fingers are filthy. That is purely glue, guys. That is not anything other than glue. I like using these because, see, they're quite flat, and it means that I'm not adding bulk to anything. Don't think that needs it. Okay, we were saying about this mushroom one that needed something, didn't we? A flower's the wrong thing. I'm going to put that to one side and see if I can find something. Wait, wasn't there one in here that had turquoise on it? This one, this butterfly, needs a flower. There you go. Putting it down there will balance that colour across. That doesn't seem appropriate. This one, however, could use one. Right down by there. I like putting things in corners, I've just noticed. It's like it's hidden, but it's not quite hidden. And I think these two need to be saved for another day. They're sacred to me. When I'm next going to the States, when am I next in the States? I think I'm next in the States I'm going to the States in August, I believe. Sorry, just have a bit of clean up my fingertips here. Just a damp cloth. It's not filthy, it's just stained for when I use it for paint. I think I'm going to order some of Shah's flowers and have them delivered to my American address, and that way that'll be fabulous because I'll bring them back with me. Okay, this one needs something. I keep looking at this spot here and it desperately needs a something. Now I know there are little words in here. That looks too... Actually, why am I not just thinking outside the box? Just get a pair of scissors, Griffiths, and cut it down. Not everything has to be used in its original format. Now, I could easily have torn that, but did I? No. Let's get a bit of that glue stick. I think that's all that needed. So, if you are someone that wants to sew around things, sewing around these would actually give you a nice framework as well. You could easily come in with a black marker or a brown marker and maybe doodle on them in some way. You could go around some of these boxes, you could highlight stuff. I do that quite often. So let's take a look at what we've created. This one will just go into my stash and be used later. We'll look at what we've created and then I'll bring in a few samples of how I would use them. Oh, I forgot to show you this. Okay, this is one that I created and I put it on a bit of craft card. It's now a journal card. I would probably round the corners, but that just gives you an idea if you're journaling. And that's quite thin, quite lightweight. So that's one. Let's pick this up. So here we go. This could be a little tuck spot. It could be anything you want. Could go onto bookmark, a belly band. We'll see how we can use that. Again, a little tiny one. I like that. I could put a little thumb notch in there and make it quite a rustic pocket. Again, this could be a journal card, or as I'm going to use it as a topper. This could be a large journal card. I would just stick it onto a piece of cardstock or coffee dye paper, because once you've got the two layers, this is quite thick. I would only put something on the back because I would intend it to be written on. This one again, same thing as that one I've just done, although this is probably going to be a card front. Again, just a little tuck spot or a pocket. Another little tuck spot or a pocket or a little journaling card. And this could just be a belly band. So let me just grab some things. So let's have a little look, shall we? Right. This is a journal, okay? So if I was going to put something onto the front of a journal, let's see which of these will work. That would work, but it's not its intent. Its intent is to be a belly band. This could easily work on the front of that journal. See, cute as all chips. Again, exactly the same here. That would work lovely on there, but it could equally work as well as a pocket somewhere. This is probably the size I would use for the front of the journal cover. As you can see, it works lovely. It's lightweight. It wouldn't add much to the cover. If you were doing the cover, you could always sew this on first before you lined the inside of the journal. This one I think is probably too wide. This would stay as a journal card. It could go into as a pocket. Again, this is quite cute. Actually, that's the same card. It's not scary. That one may end up on there. These ones would be too small, I think, for inside, but definitely a tuck tuck pocket. Don't mind that down there, actually. I might do that there. Again, this is the journal card, but as you can see, that would have equally done well on the front cover. Let's pull in a few other things. Right. What are these? Where's it gone? Okay, this is a postcard. Okay, just a blank postcard. You could add something to this as a postcard. Like that, stamp a bit of a background on it. There you go, put a little message on there. Just ways to use these smaller things. I could put that in the middle and then do some decorative squiggles around the outside. Again, same here, put that there. I could actually put a stamped sentiment down the side. So that's a postcard. Now, this is the card blanks I use. So if I've got a card blank, stick that on the front of there, I've just made a card. Now I do tend to stick these down and then I get a fine black marker and I just do a little bit of a frame around them. There's another one in here that would work as well. Right, so if I wanted my card in this orientation, again, card front. If you've got a square one, this is just a square card blank, that stamp a word down there, or maybe put a strip of washi down there, anything like that. There's just so many options with this stuff. I mean, there you go, put that there, write something or put your favourite bit of poetry down there. Also, another thing I tend to do is I tend to gel print paint directly onto the front, which gives me a background. So look, got that one. Let's go that orientation. Bang, I finished a card. Where's something for the orange one? I keep going back to this and it's the wrong one, isn't it? I think all of those are a little bit large. But see, if I pop that on there, there could be a word or a sentiment down there. And then another thing I really like is the craft card versions of card blanks, if you see them. Because for me, they just frame everything out and all of a sudden they become really vintage looking. And if you then distress around the card as well, they just look beautiful. And I like that whole vintagey look. And just by turning it on its side, it's another orientation. Another thing you can do, guys, remember, is if you have these, and you've only got something this big, if you stick this on, then cut the card down, you've got a gift card. So anyway, just ideas. So hopefully you like that. It was a bit of a tutorial from me. As I said, I do use these fairly often. I will use them on tags. Well, you see what I use them for. And this little one will get sorted out as soon as I finish the camera, and then I can put this with all of the others and they're ready to go. So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. A little bit longer video than normal possibly, but hopefully you found it useful. Great way to use up my glue pages, or even if you've got lots of spare book pages, make these up as toppers, cards, whatever you wish. Have fun with it, guys, and remember, collage gets better by doing collage. And that's the way I learned it. I just collaged and collaged and collaged. Also, watching other artists collaging helps you understand colours, balance, families of stuff. And it's just something I can't teach, unfortunately, but I can show you as many examples as I can along the way. And watch out, by the end of June, beginning of July, I will launch that 100 prompts kit of mine. And I'll give you instructions. I'll do a whole introduction video so you understand what we're looking at. And then I'll tell you then how you can get hold of it. I'm not sure how I'm doing that, but yeah. So, I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's C-E-R-I, the Crafter. Until next time. Bye-bye now.